This is Valley News Live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. It is a first alert weather day and our storm team has been busy. Let's head straight to Hutch with the latest on what he's tracking. Hutch.
Stacy, thanks so much. Good afternoon, everybody. As we head into our evening hours, severe storms are in the offing, and in fact, the latest. Here's what's in. Just hearing reports of 2-inch diameter hail in the Shooks area. That's Beltrami County for the storm that was warned earlier. Numerous 1-inch diameter hailstones up to 2-inch diameter hailstones. That storm is moving off to the east. New just in right now, too. A new severe thunderstorm watch for some of our counties has been issued. Inside this blue box that you see right here, it does not include Grand Forks and Fargo, but areas off to the east, mainly in northern portions and northwestern portions of Minnesota. That watch is in effect until 1 o'clock in the evening. Now let's get to it. Here's what we're concerned about. That patio furniture, gusty straight line winds and hail upwards of 2 inches in diameter has already happened. The best chance of that huge hail is going to be in the first few hours, as there's a lot of energy and a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. Batten down the hatches, put the vehicle inside the garage. Right now our thunderstorm activity is fairly isolated. Here is what's left of the storm that is exited basically off the shores of the upper Red Lake and is heading right into the Orth area right now with its hail potential. And now as we look off to the east, there's been a non-severe storm rumbling from Thief River Falls and down into the Red Lake Falls area. Hot, humid air feeding these storms tonight. Here's the cold front way back here. It's going to bring much changed conditions for tomorrow. It will be a little cooler. It'll also be less humid, and we may deal with some smoke. But as far as storms go, here's what we're watching. Evening storms between now and 10 in our viewing area, where Hutch has this circled in white. There is indications that we could have some late night storms. We're talking 10 o'clock and after into the early morning hours in the Southern Valley. The risk of severe there is a little bit questionable, but we're going to have the very latest in your hour-by-hour forecast here in just a moment. The heat is on. Stay cool, stay hydrated. It's hot and will remain hot in the FM area. Our best chance of showers appears to come later tonight. I'll have details on that, Stacy, here in just a moment.
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. The Blue Angels are taking to the sky for their last practice before the Fargo Air Show this weekend. And for those in North Fargo, it's impossible not to hear the Jets as they fly. Some moms are seeking out advice on Facebook on how to get through this weekend with young kids and pets who aren't taking a liking to the noise. Valley News Team's JC Dodd has advice from the experts.
After the first day of practice for the Blue Angels, a North Fargo mom sent out a plea on Facebook. I've got a son who cowers and cries each time planes pass by, and a 1-year-old puppy who won't stop shaking. And she's not alone. Several mothers and pet owners commented on her post saying they're in the same boat. Isamar Cordero cares for her nieces and nephews during the day and says her nonverbal autistic nephew had a hard time adjusting to the sound of the air show practice.
He was doing this at first time. It was kind of too much for him to hear that loud noise.
But once she explained to him what all of the commotion was, his fear turned into interest.
They're just curious. Now they hear the loud noise and they look up. Oh, I know it's an airplane.
Suggestions on the Facebook post include noise-canceling headphones, watching videos of planes on YouTube, and venturing out of North Fargo to escape the noise. And for the stressed-out pets, call the vet and see if there's any medication that can help them remain calm. Officials for the air show suggested treating this weekend like the 4th of July. In North Fargo, JC Dodd, Valley News Live.
You can catch the air show Saturday and Sunday starting at 11. We have more details on our website, valleynewslive.com. Just click on this story. Several roads will be closed near Hector International Airport for the air show. There's a map of closures up on your screen. The streets will be closed from 8:15 to 5 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. You'll still be able to get to the airport terminal. A fake 911 call tied up Fargo police officers for nearly an hour this afternoon. They were called to the 6800 block of 24th Street South near Davies High School after someone called dispatch and said they accidentally shot their sister. Then they hung up. Officers discovered the caller was not associated with the address and no one was injured at the home. Here's what neighbors had to say about the scary situation.
Well, I mean, I'm thankful for the police. I mean, they were here quick and there was a bunch of them. So obviously you never want anyone hurt. And, you know, I'm glad that it was fake, but, you know, they did their due diligence for sure. And they were here, it seems like, in super quick. And I mean, all, you know, blocking off the street and things like that. So they more than did their jobs.
Fargo police say even though that call was a fake, the person behind it faces real charges like terrorizing. A false report could get someone seriously hurt and takes police away from actual victims of crime. Highway 32 is closed south of Thief River Falls until further notice. The Minnesota State Patrol says they've closed the 8-mile stretch because of pipeline protesters setting up camp in the area. Residents will still be allowed to access their homes. The State Patrol says everyone else should use County Road 17 as a detour. We now know the name of the man who died in an ATV crash in Otter Tail County. The sheriff's office said he's been identified as 39-year-old Brian Godin. That crash happened on Wednesday in rural Wadena. Police say he was driving down a dirt road and lost control and went into a ditch. A massive crane fell over at a construction site in the Minneapolis suburb of Lexington today. It fell on power lines and on the partially constructed building, causing a power outage for nearly 900 customers. The collapse also caused a small grass fire. So far, no reports of anyone being injured by that collapse. There are some documented side effects to having had COVID-19 even after recovering, and male fertility might be one of them. Dr. Christina Broadwell with Sanford Health says the studies released so far are inconclusive. She says one showed a decrease in sperm count, mobility, and concentration, but another study didn't.
We can see lower rates of sperm production, but again, that can be the case with any inflammatory process that is systemic and is causing a lot of stress to the system. So I don't know that that's unique to COVID.
So far, Sanford researchers haven't found any correlation, but they're still investigating. Many states are seeing an uptick in cases thanks to the fast-spreading Delta variant. Reporter Susan McGinnis is in Washington with reaction from states and the White House.
Hold your sleeve up, just like that. Some of the same areas of the nation that lagged in vaccinations are now COVID hotspots. And as the virus and cases of serious illness spread, so is the finger pointing.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Alabama's Republican governor urging residents to get the shot.
It's safe, it's effective, the data proves that it works. It doesn't cost you anything.
Missouri's vaccination rate is going up, but not as fast as infections. Nearly 3,000 cases yesterday, and the state is asking for federal help for overwhelmed hospitals. Texas is also seeing a surge.
We had 450 kids go to camp, and then literally the day they got home, we started getting calls about people being infected.
The same fear and frustration echoed in Massachusetts.
It's absolutely infuriating when we hear the number of cases here in town and you trace it back to people who are not vaccinated yet put themselves in a crowded situation maskless.
The White House not ready for a mask mandate.
What we can do is provide accurate information to people who are not yet vaccinated about the risks they are incurring, not only on themselves, but also the people around them.
Health officials hoping to reassure nervous Americans and encourage those who haven't already to roll up their sleeves.
Meanwhile, Pfizer says the U.S. government has purchased an additional 200 million doses of its vaccine. That brings the total number of vaccines it supplied to the country to 500 million. The companies expect to deliver 110 million of the additional doses by the end of this year, and the remaining doses no later than the end of April. A new chief is sworn in to lead the U.S. Capitol Police Department. Thomas Manger took the oath of office outside the Capitol today. He's now tasked with protecting the Congress, its members, employees, visitors, and facilities. The previous chief, Stephen Sund, resigned in January amid criticism of the department's response to the rioters. Thousands of Minnesota state employees could be getting a raise and other benefits soon. The two biggest unions for state employees have reached an agreement with the Walz administration. The proposed contracts would include a 2.5% wage increase, a paid holiday on Juneteenth, and would keep their health care premiums stable for the next 2 years. If you hate waiting in line at the DMV, the North Dakota DOT is making it easier to access those services. Instead of taking a number and sitting in a waiting room, you can now walk up to a kiosk. There are 52 of them across the state. You can use the kiosk to renew a license or get new tabs, request a replacement license or ID card, schedule a road test, or change your address. For a full list of locations, head over to valleynewslive.com or the free VNL News app. United Way collected nearly 5,000 backpacks filled with pencils, notebooks, and other school supplies for kids in need. The goal was to fill 6,000 bags. If you still want to help, you can give a monetary donation. Supplies will be distributed at Shields Arena from August 2nd through the 5th. You can find more information on that and ways you can help on our website. The Walk to Defeat ALS is happening in just over a week, and the ALS Association is looking for more volunteers. Organizers say the money raised is critical to advance research, care, and advocacy for the ALS community. The walk in Fargo is at Urban Plains Park on July 31st and starts at 10 a.m. If you'd like to volunteer, we have a link on valleynewslive.com and our Facebook page. Straight ahead, we'll take you to Tokyo with the latest as the Olympics get underway.
And we continue to track severe thunderstorms now exiting Beltrami County not before dropping 1 to 2 inch diameter hail in that area. Gusty winds will be another threat that we have tonight. We'll track these. We'll tell you if you may have a chance at seeing some storms and what you can expect for that big weekend ahead. Join me. Weather is next.